in.
We're live.
Hello there, and welcome to the Bluefin Solutions Demojam submission for TechEd and Decode 2014. So we took what we see to be a very common business problem in our customers, which is they're looking a way to become more agile in the way that they deliver user experience. And a lot of customers as well are looking for ways in which to get started with the HANA platform. So we thought we'd share what we've built, which we think is pretty cool. So the first thing we did was we took a copy of our live ERP and CRM systems and we replicated the main database tables into the HANA Cloud using the SLT system landscape transformation. Once we did that, we then put HANA Live on top of that, which is a set of views on top of that. And we then used HANA Live as an API for OData to expose our HANA system or our ERP systems mashed up together in different ways. With that, we then built, my esteemed colleague Brenton here built us an API for Apple Swift to connect to the HANA XS engine, and then we built a sample app using Swift. Given that Swift was released on Friday and it is now Saturday, we view this as an earlier. There you go. So let me walk through what we have. So we replicate the main database tables from CRM and ERP into the HANA database as a list that comes from SAP, so it's pretty easy to do. These then appear like BSEG, that might be a kind of typical database table you find in an SAP system, which of course contains all of this data automatically. Incredibly, our entire systems are about 500 megabytes compressed. That's megabytes in the HANA database, which amazed me. There are a total of about 500 tables from ERP, needing about 200 from CRM. We then activate the HANA Live content, which is real easy to do, and you can see then that you have these things like business partner and activity, and these are kind of cascaded views that are built. This is all SAP standard content so far. What we then do is really simple, which is we create a HANA development project and we expose these via OData. So we can just literally pick up a thing like opportunity header, and I'm pointing at my screen as usual, but opportunity header is then taken out of the standard HANA Live content. What I then did was I built for Brenton something a little bit more interesting. Close a couple of these windows so we can get to it. Oh, have I lost my calculation view? That's fine. Here it is. So I combine from ERP and CRM. We can do this as SAP and non-SAP systems. But so we've combined opportunity header and sales order header into one view. This one's from CRM, and this one is from ECC, as you can see on the screen. We then kind of union them together, and then join that in with some master data. To give an overall view across systems, and we've got some more stuff we're going to add to this, like data from BPC and CATS data for timesheets, so we can just produce into one semantic view. But this one's just a little bit of a start, and you can see then that we then expose this customer thing as a no data. It's just literally 3 lines of code again. Demojam data customer as customer. That data is now about 5 minutes work, available as no data service. We can go straight here and refresh that, and in the cloud we have an OData service with business partner, name, country name, net and expected amount. It's real easy then to take the OData service and we can view it any way. So this is country name and amount, and it'll automatically aggregate at the level that we want. So I then gave this OData service to Brenton, who's got 2 minutes to walk through that in the app. Go ahead, Brenton.
Thanks, John. Yeah, so in the app, I mean, as John mentioned, we went for Apple's new Swift language, which, as John also mentioned, was released on Friday. So it's kind of a new departure for most people at the moment. And what we came up with is a couple of components. So the first one is interfacing with our OData services and retrieving the data that John just showed you. We're using the JSON element of the OData services just to reduce the data transfer times. And then we put together a UI, which you can see kind of structured here in front of us. So what we ended up with is an application, a very simple, quick application, which essentially comes in and lists all the customers that I'm responsible for. Now, at any point, I can decide to actually drill into that customer, and I get a nice summary of what the customer is worth to us, where it's based, and also any open opportunities that I have available. And it's pulling all this data in real time from what John showed you earlier. And that's all using several OData services in order to pull the data. I can also, if I'm on customer site and my customer says, oh, I'm not too certain about that, how did we do in our last run of invoices and whatnot? So I can actually pull up the sales orders as well for our customers. And doing all this using Apple's Swift technology. I mean, if I pop over to the code, you can see very quickly that the view controllers are put together quite easily using Apple's Swift technology, which is vastly simpler, let's say, than Objective-C as we would have done in the past.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap quickly. I've got 15 seconds to wrap. I mean, hopefully it gives you a view of what we can do in a day with Apple Swift and HANA Live. We're getting 1-second response times on our production data, mixing both ERP and CRM on the OData calls, which I think is pretty amazing. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thanks, guys.